Let's go ahead and solve homework exercise number 1 from section 5.1. Use the rules of divisibility to determine whether 5,768 is divisible by the following numbers. All right, the first one, we've got several different problems here. Is 5,768 divisible by 2? Okay, my suggestion on this is just use your calculator. And it's because you know some of the divisibility rules you know, but if you're not sure, just use your calculator. If you divide and you get a whole number, then it is divisible. If you divide and get a decimal, then it is not divisible by that number. So for an example here, I would just go ahead and put in 5,768. Is that divisible by 2? So we're going to divide by 2, and we're going to go ahead and get 2,884. It's a whole number, so the answer is yes. Okay? Now again, on the calculator, the on button is right here. Second off turns it off, and then if you want to, you can just hit the on key and you get your calculator is on. I think I'm getting a funny thing here because this one never goes off, but there's your on key, and then you put in numbers. Division is here, multiplication is right there, subtraction and addition are the gray keys from right to left on the rightmost column, right below the exponent key, and I'll get to that in a little bit. We'll use that in a little while. But anyway, that just kind of hopefully gets you started on your calculator, get started and do the basic divide, multiply, subtract, and add. Okay, is 5,768 divisible by 3? Again, we can easily use our calculator. 5,768 divide by 3. Notice we get a decimal. We get 1,922.66666. It's not a whole number. So the answer is it divisible by 3? The answer is definitely no. Okay? So again, you could do it longhand if you want, but obviously I would suggest using your calculator. And we get no. Okay, and then after in MyMathLab, when you go ahead and check your answer, press that, and then you get the next problem. Is this divisible? Is 5,768 divisible by 4? If you go and hit, never mind, let's just clear. Okay, so, and then the clear button is right below the arrow key. So again, 5,768 divided by 4 gives us exactly 1,442. It's not a decimal, so the answer is yes, it is divisible. All right, is 5,768 divisible by 5? Well, most of you know the rule that what? If it ends in 0 or 5, it's divisible by 5, right? But if it doesn't, then it's not. So the answer here is going to be no. Again, check answer. Again, we can just check our answer with the calculator. 5,768 divided by 5. And we get 153.6. We get a decimal, so the answer is no. Is it divisible by 6? Well, 6 is divisible by 3, and this number is not divisible by 3. So it's got to be divisible by 2 and 3 to be divisible by 6. So the answer is going to be no. Again, that's the rule. If you're not sure, if you don't remember the rule, just go ahead and do 5,768 divided by 6. And again, we get a decimal, 961.33333. So we know the answer is no. Is it divisible by 8? 5,768 divided by 8 is a whole number. So again, the answer is yes. And is it divisible by 9? 5,768 divided by 9. And here we get a decimal, so the answer is no. Is it divisible by 10? It must end in 0, right? Usually most of us know that rule, so the answer is no. And finally, is it divisible by 12? 5,700. Actually, if you just go ahead and hit second, the minus sign answer, you get the original answer from, well, no, I'm sorry, you get 640, so we just want to start over. We can't use that shortcut, I'm sorry. Just go ahead and start 5,768 divided by 12 and get, again, a decimal. So the answer is no. And we finally got all the parts of number 1 correct. Usually most problems don't have that many parts. But anyway, number 1 does. Okay, let's look at number 2. Find the prime factorization of 52. Now, prime factorization is you break it down as primes, and prime numbers, a prime, the only factors, has 1 and itself as the only factors. So the first few primes are 3, 5, 7, 9 is not prime, 3 times 3 is 9, 11, 13, 17, 19, 21 is not prime, 23, 25 is not prime, 27, 29, 31, 37, and so on. 39 is actually 3 times 19, 41, and so on. So those are the primes. Now, we want to do prime factorization of 52. So what you can do is you can start breaking it down. Usually I do these kind of these little lines here, breaking it down. So 52 is, we have a kind of a tree diagram, 2 times 26, right? 2 is prime, so 26 is even again, 2 times 13. 2 is prime, 13 is prime, so we know we're finished. Whenever you have all the numbers that you have are all primes, so now 52 equals 2 times 2 times 13, but notice, use exponents to show any repeated prime factors. So in MyMathLab, you're going to have to put in 2 to the 4th, oops, not 2 to the 4th power, 2 squared, right? 2 to the 2nd power because there's 2 2's. So the exponent is 2, and then times 13 to the 1st power, and that is our answer, 2 squared times 13. Of course, you could have used your calculator to do some of the divisions. Now, in MyMathLab, you've got to go ahead and put in the prime factorization. So it would be 2, and then the exponent key is right there. Superscript, on the left one, right above the more, hit that. You get it superscripts it. You see there, superscript, put in the exponent, and then hit enter, and then put times or multiplication dot, and then 13 was the other prime, and there's our answer. Now again, on the calculator, we could start doing 52 divided by 2 is 26, divided by 2 is 13, so we know we got 2 times 13 is our prime factorization. So you can use your calculator to help you out. All right, number 3, 195. Again, if you just want to start using your calculator, we know 195 is divisible by 5, so I'm going to start with a 5, and then 39, and so maybe here I'll kind of go ahead and do my diagram. The branches, 195 is what? 5, and then times the 39, right? Okay, because we have 39 left there. And then 39 is 3 times 13. Notice 5, 3, and 13 are all prime, so 195 is equal to, you can put in any order. Usually I put from smallest to largest. So 3 times 5 times 13. Every one occurs once, so we don't need any exponents on this one. So that would be our correct answer, 3 times 5 times 13. All right, let's put that in to verify we're correct. Okay, very good. Number 4, prime factorization of 100. Okay, 100, again, if you want to use your calculator, 100 divided by 2 is 50, divided by 2 is 25. 25 is divisible by 5, right? And then don't forget now there's a 5 left, right? So what did we, on our calculator, we have a 2, a second 2, a 5, and then we have the 5 here, right? Or if you just do it 100 is 2 times 50, 50 is 2 times 25, and 25 is 5 times 5. So we got 5, 5, 2, and 2, right? So 100 would be with exponents, right? Using exponents. 2 2's, so it'd be 2 squared times 2 5's times 5 squared. All right, let's put this in to the calculator. All right, 2, and then remember the exponent is right there, right? Superscript. 2 squared. You got to use your right arrow key on your calculator, or on your keyboard, not your calculator, on your keyboard, to get out of the superscript, and then times, and then it's 5. And again, we need the superscript. The exponent on 5 is 2, and there's our correct answer. All right, number 5, 2016, a much bigger number, but we know what? It's divisible by 2, right? So divide by 2. An even number, divide by 2. Still an even number, divide by 2. And still an even number, divide by 2. All right, still an even number. Now be careful. I think you got to keep track here is we lost, right? 2, we're already past the screen. 2 times 804 is 216. And then 2 times 504 is 2 times 504 is 8. 2 times 808, right? That should be 2 times 808 is 216. 2 times 504 is 808. 2 times 252 is 504. 2 times 126 is 252, right? And this is where we're at now. 126 divided by 2. Okay, let's just, well, 226 divided by 2, let's just go ahead and do a pencil and paper because I don't want to lose it. 226 is 2 times 63, right? If we do that in our head, and 63 is 9 times 7, and 9 is 3 times 3, right? So a prime, 2 prime, a prime, a prime, and then 2's a prime, and then 3 and 3 and 7. So 2016 is going to be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2's. So 2 to the 5th power. We have 2 3's, right? 3 squared, and then we also have the prime of 7. Don't lose that one. So there's our answer. 2 to the 5th times 3 squared times 7. All right, let's go ahead and put that in and make sure we got it correct. All right. And what was it? It was 2 to the 5th power. There's our superscript. Now our superscript is right there. It moved a little bit. And then a right arrow key to get out of the superscript times 3 superscript. Put in the exponent 2, the right arrow key on your calculator, or on your keyboard. I keep on saying calculator. And then times the dot, and then it was a 7, right? And indeed, that is the correct answer. Okay, we're going to stop this session here. We're going to stop on homework exercise number 5. If you have any questions, send an email to me at tswiers@hodges.edu. It's spelled TSWIERSZ, or send me or call me at my office phone, which is 239, area code 239-938-7805, 239-938-7805. Thank you.